somebody put Metroid Prime into VR. That's a thing that happened. This is using the Dolphin VR emulator. Can we show a little clip of that, or will we throw up? Do we have that?
We might puke.
He's gonna puke.
There we go.
Yeah.
So yeah, Dolphin emulator. If you haven't seen it before,
it's illegal, and if you use it, you're a criminal.
It's actually that's not true. If you own the games, you are not a criminal by running emulated versions of these games.
Yeah, and not owning Metroid Prime is basically a crime in itself.
That's a crime in itself. But Dolphin emulator is something that's been updated a lot. It's fan-made, and it runs GameCube and Wii games in HD, basically, better than you've ever seen them. And somebody sort of bashed that with the what's this running on? Is this Oculus or Vive?
I think this is Vive.
Okay. So this is really cool because currently the only way to play this game on current-gen platforms is the Metroid Prime Trilogy is available as a digital download buy on Wii U. But it's never been really truly ported in like actual HD. Like it's got widescreen and stuff like that, and motion control is added and stuff. But this is really awesome.
Yeah,
and this makes me kind of go
VR.
like, yeah, this is in VR. This kind of makes me go, man, I don't know where I'm going to side on the VR wars, but the fact that stuff's a little more open source on the PC side makes it super interesting. I love Metroid Prime. It's one of my favorite games of all time. It's one of the first games to really do like interesting visor effects. And I think that, in culmination with the fact that there hasn't been a dedicated Metroid game in a long time, Federation Force doesn't count, and that Rare's just been making, or Retro's been making Donkey Kong games for so long, kind of makes me go, this is a really cool thing to bring together.
Yeah.
Again, if you don't own this stuff, it's kind of illegal, but you know, we just have to get the disclaimer out of the way because this is so awesome.
Yeah, so I've always had an issue with Metroid Prime because it's a first-person game.
Really?
I grew up with Super Metroid. That's one of my favorite games of all time, and I've always loved it as specifically a 2D Metroidvania.
Right.
And also, I do love first-person shooters, but the fact that you're upgrading your gear, your suit, as opposed to picking up new weapons, there's something about that just kind of bugs me. Like,
what do you mean?
I don't know. It's just like it's not as exciting, you know.
Well,
like
you are getting new weapons. That's what the upgrades are.
I mean, I get that I know that there are new weapons, but like you're not like picking up a shotgun and being like, hell yeah, you know.
But I mean, you never did that in Metroid anyway.
I know, but somehow it's different for me when you're like seeing slight alterations to your suit. You can actually see the suit, but the fact you're just seeing alterations to the rod sticking out in front of you.
Well, yeah, it opens up in different ways and stuff like that. I see what you're getting at.
So that said, I think that the shift in perspective is much more interesting as a VR game to me than it is like...
Sure.
You know?
I think that Metroid Prime did for the franchise moving from 2D to 3D what Ocarina of Time did and Super Mario 64 did for Zelda and Mario respectively, in moving something that was always side-scrolling in a new perspective. There was actually a Metroid 64 that was rumored for a while. That was supposed to be like a 3D, almost platforming game.
I remember that, yeah.
And then, so we ended up with this instead. I think this is like a really interesting game. Metroid Prime 2, not so much, but if there's any way to replay this game, this is probably the coolest way, and it doesn't look like Nintendo's going to give you that option anytime soon, because they're not even really beginning to test the waters with VR. So,
that we know of.